it's awful because the plot twists get more and more ridiculous. Okay, first, plot twist, your parents, you're actually a cloned experiment. Okay, fine. You have superpowers that you can't control. You know, fine, sure, why not? Next plot twist. You're spending the whole game chased by this army. Well, the army is finally getting near to capturing you, when they are killed by this new invading force. Nobody knows what they are. They just come in and start wholesale slaughtering all over the universe. Nobody knows what they are. So you're fighting them for a good portion of the game. Then you find out about the obelisk that I mentioned earlier, the obelisk of the gods or whatever that your parents found. So you decide to go there and see what's going on with it. And you go there and you find out it's a portal. So you walk through the portal, and guess what? The portal is actually a dimensional gateway, I suppose, into the real world. Yes, that is right. You and all the characters that you were playing as, all the characters you know in the universe, were all part of a giant MMO. I'll give you a second to think about that. So, when you step through the portal, you are virtual characters in a virtual world who step into the real world. Gives you kind of like a 13th floor kind of feeling, right? And just about as stupid, honestly. What? I mean, what is that? What is that supposed to be? How is that supposed to make any sense? Digital characters stepped in to the real world, and now they're real world characters, and they can walk around and talk to people and do things in the real world. I don't get that. And worse yet, now that you're in the real world, you find out about that, you have to go to the gaming company that runs the MMO and kill its CEO, because he's the one doing the wipe on your universe, on the game. Because symbology is actually the game characters hacking into the system. So the game characters get too sentient, they can apparently jump into the real world. He gets a little freaked out about that, decides to wipe the system. And instead of just formatting it instantly, he introduces a virus to kill everybody. I don't know what to say about that. That's incredibly, incredibly stupid. Just dumb. And whenever you go to fight him, he has his own like little mini game MMO, little mini MMO thing that he's in. And you have to go and fight him. And he is just batshit crazy. I don't know another way to say. He is completely out of his mind for no reason. I can see no reason why he would be completely out of his mind like he is, but he is. And it's just so stupid. And the worst thing, the absolute worst thing, is I got through his dungeon, the dungeon that he's in. It was a breeze to me. It was easy to get through. I get to him, he waylays me. That I had no chance. He completely and utterly destroyed me. So I was like, crap, I have to go level up. I have to go level up more in this already crappy game. I have to go now and level grind. Fun times, right? Here's the kicker. You can't get out of his dungeon. You can't leave. So there are no ends, no restore points, no nothing. So if I was to go around level grind, all I would do is slowly weaken myself and run out of healing items. And I'd be screwed anyway when I go to fight him. So I'm stuck there in his dungeon. He is 100 times more difficult than any monster inside of his dungeon. And yet I was supposed to somehow gauge his difficulty, that he would be that difficult based on the monsters in his dungeon. That's really bad level design on their part. It's incredibly bad level design. You cannot make the boss of a dungeon so much more difficult than the monsters inside the dungeon. Because I'm going to say I'm a veteran of RPGs, of RPGs of all kinds. And you have to have the monsters in your dungeon give the player a feel for what the boss is going to be like, how hard the boss is going to be. The boss should be scaled to the monsters inside the dungeon. They should be, a step up, enough to make them a boss, make them a challenge, but not so difficult that if you got through the game easy, then he's going to just waylay you. And that's what they did in their last dungeon. He was so much stronger than the monsters inside his dungeon. There's no way you could have foreseen this coming. And there's no way then, on an even worse mistake by the guys who made the game, there's no way then to get out of his dungeon and go back to leveling, because you cannot leave. It's just dumb. And one of the worst things about this game, it's the only game I know of that does it, and it's a horrible idea, and I think that's the reason why this is the only game I know of that does it. You have your HP bar, which of course maxes out at a certain point, like all RPGs. And then you have your mana MP bar, your magic bar. You die if you run out of MP. That means you have a bar that's 1/10 as big as your HP bar that you use to cast abilities. And when that bar runs out, your character dies. Can you explain to me how that's a good idea? That's like if in every other RPG you had to spend hit points to do all your abilities, to attack. Or every attack you did would cost you hit points. It's just dumb. It's incredibly stupid. I don't know who sat down around the board table and said, it'll be a really great idea. Let's make the thing they use to do any other attacks. Let's make that, if they run out of that, they die. And better yet, let's make enemies that drain your MP. And not only that, but when they drain your MP, they drain your MP in the cheapest possible manner. Which is to say, they will go out and they don't cast just hit you and you lose some MP. Most of them, if you lose MP, what they'll do is they throw out this thing that juggles you. So you sit there juggling on it, constantly losing MP. And they'll drain hundreds of MP off of you. And it's just bad. Yes, you do regen MP every single fight. You regenerate a little bit of HP and MP. But it's not enough. It's like, oh, you gain back 20 MP. Well, whoop-de-crap. Good for me, I guess. I can do one more extra attack in the next fight, I guess. It was just a bad game decision on their part. They should have never done it. But I honestly think I'm done with this game. Amazingly enough, so